in just a few moments. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So, hello everyone, and welcome to this session on LaunchPath, the Complete Continuum. My name is Natalie Lenhart, and I'm with the Link Learning Alliance. I'll be moderating today's program. Thank you for joining us. We are thrilled to have so many attendees here today. Today's webinar has a great panel lined up to help us explore the LaunchPath features. I want to introduce Nicole Scholes from the Foundation of California Community Colleges. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, everyone.
And Teresa Tejas from Oxnard Union High School District. Good morning, Teresa.
Good morning, everyone.
So a quick overview of a few features on the GoToWebinar platform. You must be connected via phone or a computer with a microphone. If you have automatically connected by computer audio or would prefer to connect by phone or vice versa, you may adjust your preference at any time by clicking View Audio Options and following the instructions. Your phone or microphone is automatically on mute. We hope that at the end of the webinar, you will share your thoughts and questions. You can ask a question or make a comment to our panelists using the questions chat area. Simply type your comment in the questions box and hit send. Our panelists will keep track of your comments for a question and answer portion at the end. This webinar is being recorded and all participants will be sent a playback link after the session. Feel free to share it with your colleagues. Before we get started, here's a brief overview of the webinar. We will begin by discussing what LaunchPath is and the evolution of the tool, including the newly released features. Then Nicole from the Foundation will discuss the exciting work taking place with 21st Century Skills Badging, followed by a conversation with Teresa about how LaunchPath is being implemented in Oxnard, and then we'll wrap up with a Q&A. So what is LaunchPath? LaunchPath is an online work-based learning management tool that helps connect employers and students to work-based learning experiences. The user-friendly platform allows for schools to make requests to registered employers. On the other side, when employers create their LaunchPath profiles, they can decide which experiences or internships they are prepared to offer students. When the linked learning approach to education began to expand and evolve, an important challenge for the field became, how do we bring work-based learning to scale in a manageable and cost-effective way? Considering the challenges that are faced by school districts trying to find and develop employer partnerships while still making it manageable for teachers and staff, it is not an easy task, which is where the thought behind LaunchPath came. And through a generous donation from JPMorgan Chase Global Philanthropy and a strong partnership with the Foundation for California Community Colleges, LaunchPath was born. Initially, LaunchPath piloted in 3 California school districts: Sacramento Unified, Antioch Unified, and Oxnard Union. Since its creation, we have been consistently working with school districts and employers partners to continue to develop LaunchPath's capabilities. When LaunchPath was first developed, it was primarily an internship matching tool. However, it was never the intent to stop there. We are excited to announce that LaunchPath now supports the entire work-based learning continuum.
It seems that we may be having some technical difficulties. It seems like the audience view is stalled a little bit at the pilot regions, but right now we're sharing some screens that reflect what the work-based learning continuum looks like, and hopefully you can see it now.
Yeah, so thank you. Here you can see a breakdown of the work-based learning continuum. Career awareness, which is building awareness about the variety of careers available. Career exploration, exploring the career options through more personalized discussion. Career preparation, applying the learning from inside the classroom and previous work-based learning to an internship or project. And lastly, career training, specific training through internships. LaunchPath supports all of these work-based learning experiences for the complete continuum: internships, guest speakers, informational interviews, worksite tours, and job shadowing. A school can even make a special request for experiences not listed. An example of this could be judges for a science fair or a senior project. There are currently 5 user profiles available on the tool: an employer, student, school or pathway, district, and the newly released intermediary. A quick note on the intermediary: we created this based on numerous feedback we were receiving. The intermediary adds additional support to schools and employers trying to broker those work-based learning experiences. We are happy to announce that today LaunchPath has matched over 600 internships throughout California and in Portland, Oregon. LaunchPath has 250 registered employers, 200 high schools, 134 community colleges, and 50 school districts. Thank you for listening about LaunchPath and its evolution from an internship brokering site to a work-based learning management tool. I am now going to pass it off to our panelist, Nicole Schulz. Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks, Natalie. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining the webinar. I'm going to discuss an exciting new project called 21st Century Skills that LaunchPath now supports, called digital badging. So badges have been around for a while if you think back to Girl Scouts. In short, they're a symbol or an indicator of participation, accomplishment, skill, and or knowledge. So digital badges are sort of what we're working with in the current day and age, and it's a pretty hot topic right now, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about them, and essentially it's an online record of achievement or a visual representation of a skill or achievement. Historically, LaunchPath has issued badges to students based on their school that they're attending, their pathway of study, and then their internship completion. But moving forward, we're really excited to announce that in partnership with the New World of Work, LaunchPath now offers the 21st Century Skills badges. So what you see on your screen are the top 10 skills that were addressed and the badges that accompany them. So there are social diversity awareness, adaptability, analysis solution mindset, self-awareness, resilience, digital fluency, entrepreneurial mindset, empathy, communication, collaboration, and then the 2 that you see on the bottom right-hand corner is a certified instructor badge, and that's for instructors who take the training and deliver the curriculum, as well as the learner badge, which is for students who are registered in a 21st Century Skills course. So the way that it works is the curriculum is delivered by a certified instructor on any one of these top 10 skills that I just spoke about. Then the students can earn an instructor verified badge, which is what you see on your screen, to demonstrate the knowledge and understanding of this skill in the workplace. The assessment is completed in LaunchPath. It's computer scored and part instructor scored as well. Once that assessment is taken, the badge is issued to the student's LaunchPath profile. In addition to those 10 instructor verified badges, there's also another layer, which is the employer verified badges. So these badges demonstrate competency in the workplace, and you can actually invite employers to verify the student's skill. So how that works is they receive an email and complete an online assessment in LaunchPath as well. And once completed, the student earns the little ribbon on the bottom of the badge that you see on your screen. From there, it's stored in a LaunchPath Backpack, and because these badges were built on the Mozilla Open Badge platform, they can also be transferred to the Mozilla Backpack, which you see on the right-hand side of your screen, and that allows them to be shared across the web. So you can put it on your LinkedIn profile, for example. These badges are free and open, transferable, stackable, and evidence-based. We did a pilot in 2016, and it's now open to the community.
Great. Thanks, Nicole. If you have any questions about the 21st Century Skills Project, Nicole will be here to answer questions at the end of the webinar. Now I'm going to walk you through the step-by-steps about how to get started on LaunchPath. First, you would go to launchpath.com to register your school, district, student, employer, and intermediary profiles. If you are a high school district, you will need to have a signed MOU with the Alliance and the Foundation before your account is approved. Once your account is activated, you can begin to build it out. This will vary slightly depending on your user type, but all accounts will have you fill in fields about the type of organization and basic information, including name and address. For schools to be requesting work-based learning experiences, they would go to their mission control bar on the left-hand side. Under your work-based learning request tab, you would find employers. From there, you would explore the available employers to see what work-based learning experiences each one is offering, from internships to guest speakers. If you cannot find an industry or experience that you're looking for, you can click on the Ask an Intermediary button to have your regional intermediary organization help. In addition to the work-based learning features, we also support an internship assessment. We at the Alliance work closely with NAF, the National Academy Foundation. We want all LaunchPath users to know that we have integrated the NAF internship assessment into LaunchPath. Now, any students in a NAF Academy who has an internship assessment will have it transferred into NAF Track. The experience is the same as if completed with any other NAF tool. If you would like to hear more information, we are happy to talk about this offline or during the Q&A. I would now like to turn this over to Teresa Tejas from Oxnard Union High School District. Hello, Teresa.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'm the coordinator of work-based learning here at the Oxnard Union High School District. Our district currently has 10 high schools, and seven of them are comprehensive high schools, one of them being a wall-to-wall academy school, which is Rancho Campana. Currently, right now, we have about 36 pathways and 22 career academies within our high schools, throughout our high schools. We use LaunchPath. We launched LaunchPath last year. What we did was we selected a few of the academies to upload the students within the system because some of the academies were barely being developed. So we uploaded the students that had already currently been in an academy. So between that sophomore and through senior year, we have a business intermediary. Her name is Marianne Rooney, and she does all of the liaison work outside of our district. So she's the one kind of wheeling in the companies and things like that. So she does the company in terms of letting them know about LaunchPath and entering all of their information for them. So we are able to do the match between the student and the company. This past summer, we used LaunchPath for our summer at City Hall and a few other paid internships that the city of Oxnard had given us. So we uploaded all of the students in the system, and then for this one in particular, for the summer at City Hall, we kind of forced the match because we knew what students were going to be placed in what department. So we spoke with the city and kind of explained the process with them, and then we kind of forced the match that way. But for the other paid internships, we used we got about, I think, eight paid internships this past summer and throughout the school year, and we were able to have the employer match what student scored highest when it came to whatever they entered into the system. So on my end as the coordinator, I went around to each school because it's a fairly new system for us, and we were barely learning it at the district. We kind of didn't want the teachers to have to take on the load or train them and things like that. So I got trained on the system and kind of played around with it, and I'm the one who uploaded all of the students and then went on each campus and helped them create their profiles for them. So that way the city was able to receive the matches on their end. We then contacted the student. The system's very user-friendly. It's really neat to be able to send emails back and forth to the students saying, hello, you've been selected. I worked with the city in terms of them letting me know, well, these ones scored highest. I'd like to offer them the job. And then so when I emailed them, then the city was able to offer the student the job through the system. So they were able to see that they're doing that. After the summer at City Hall, the students were evaluated through LaunchPath. I know one of them in particular from one of the programs was given an award because they scored so high on that through our district. So, and he ended up being, it was a non-paid through the city, and he was only a 10th grader. So it was really exciting to see the outcome of that internship. We aren't currently using the work-based learning component because it is fairly new, but we are in the middle of transitioning to where we're going to start uploading all of our current partners to the system and all of our current existing students that are enrolled in the pathways. So it's a process, but like I said, the system's very user-friendly, and the people at LaunchPath have been extremely helpful in terms of answering my questions or even getting my feedback when it comes to the system. So the whole thought of badging and things like that, since our district and our city is a linked learning city, it's really excited to see like our district change its focus and really have our new superintendent on board with everything that's going on, and being able to badge the students after, since everything has been married, and we're going to be able to enter everything in there. So but this summer we have more paid internships that have showed up and throughout the year, so we will be using the system and start using the work-based learning request portion of it too. So that's kind of my testimony. We're excited.
Thanks, Teresa. I actually had, you kind of answered a couple of questions that you talked about, so I just wanted to skip over and talk about maybe the challenges that your district had faced bringing work-based learning to scale. And I know you touched on how LaunchPath has supported that, but if you could answer these questions, that would be great. Thank you.
Sure. So the challenges I know prior to my hire was the recording and record keeping of all of the type of the work-based learning things that were going on, even just lingo and things like that for teachers to recognize that they were doing it and they were doing it properly, but they weren't able to record things properly. So just coming in with a system that can show, like I know we have one of our academies that has been doing internships for the longest time, but it's kind of was just like a word of mouth. He wasn't really showing anything. So being able to show him the system and let him know that the system's going to be able to record and show interaction between the employer and the student has been really great. Another thing that we faced is just the teachers being able to use systems properly and being able to know why it's important to track the work-based learning opportunities, but it was also a way they weren't really using the work-based learning systems properly, or knowing like when it comes to outcomes of the work-based learning. Like you're not just going on a field trip, you're not just going on an internship to get work experience. Like it's in relation to your pathway, it's in relation to and kind of showing them how to distribute that and how to show them. And then just let them know that there's systems that are going to be able to record that, so they're not constantly coming up with spreadsheets and things like that. So LaunchPath has kind of helped us show them the interaction between the student, the outcomes that have come out of there, like the I'm sorry, I'm slipping my mind, but the evaluations that the employer is able to give and talk about their student and how well prepped they were, or just areas they need improvement in and things like that. So this past summer when we were able to get those from the employer, it was really exciting because we were able to show the teacher, what the employer liked or what the student needed a little bit more help with and things like that. So that's kind of roughly what we've faced as a district. Because the whole work-based learning lingo, just the whole thing, I mean, it wasn't new in a way that they were already doing it, but now they understand more of what they've been doing and put a name to it and how it's structured.
Thanks, Teresa. That was really informative, and it really offered a on-the-ground look at how LaunchPath can be implemented district-wide. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Thanks. So I wanted to wrap it up in just a quick summary about LaunchPath. So LaunchPath supports the entire work-based learning continuum from awareness, exploration, preparation, and training, and includes the 5 user profiles: district, school, student, employer, and the newly released intermediary. Currently, the program is available to high school students with a district-signed MOU and community colleges. Now, if anyone has any questions for myself, Nicole, or Teresa, please take a few moments to write them in the questions box. I will pause now for a minute for questions to come in.
Looks like the first question I see is, are the badges customizable? And in relation to the 21st Century Skills badge particularly, they're unfortunately not customizable at this time.
So great, so we'll just pause for a minute as we wait for more questions to come in. All right, so it looks like we're having a little issue on our side, so if you have any questions, you can please feel free to email them at info@linklearning.org. We're going to come to our end time, but for more information, you can follow us on social media, or you can also write us at the email previously mentioned at info@linklearning.org. I also want to thank our wonderful panelists, Nicole Scholes from the Foundation of California Community Colleges and Teresa Tejas from Oxnard Union High School District for joining us today. As a reminder, this webinar has been recorded and all participants will be sent a playback link after this session. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.